You sure it's safe to eat? I once saw a boy eat dog biscuits and hurl for 3 days straight.
Would I have suggested we eat it if it wasn't? A dog is a different species. Giants, despite being giant, are fundamentally human.
Human?
Yes, the Nords believe that after their creation at the throat of the world, they too were giant. The two peoples did not become distinct until a war in the Mythic drove those who would become giants into the mountains, leaving those who would be Nords to rule over SKYRIM. When the giants returned much later, they were as we see them today, clearly intelligent, but no longer able or willing to talk man. They've got their own culture with art, language, and even rituals surrounding death. The Nords tolerate their presence and appease them with the occasional offering, but the two peoples won't ever again be one. Although they are supposedly close enough to us by blood that they can reproduce with humans. In a famous example, Lyris Titanborn of the 5 companions in the Second Era claimed to have had a giant for a mother. How that must have worked, given the difference in size and the fact that giants don't usually talk to Nords, is anyone's guess.
Those myths are wrong. Everybody knows Nords came from Atmora, not the throat of the world.
They came from both places, in a way. High Hrothgar originally and Atmora later. You see, all life began on Tamriel. Except Tamriel at the time was a supercontinent, with no seas to separate it from Atmora or Yakuta, or anywhere else. This was the elves' fabled Aldmeris. Don't ever tell an elf that though, unless you're in the mood for a fight. Following the convention and its associated events, the continents and their different peoples split, giving rise to all the different cultures we know today. The Proto-Nords traveled to Atmora, built their civilization there, and returned uncountable years later when their new homeland became inhospitable. It's said that giants are the last living inhabitants of that now frozen wasteland.
And along the way, the Nords turned from that into us?
According to the Skalds, though no archaeologist I know has ever been able to prove it. There is the whole matter with the dwarves, too. Supposedly the Dwemer were called such by a race of giants. Giants that would have to have been both communicative and ancient to have named the Dwemer. For that alone, I'm tempted to believe the myth.
I still don't like this.
You're the one that wanted some proper adventure before you leave for Windhelm. You'll remember this fondly when you're memorizing some ancient treatise or reciting the names of all 500 companions.
But what if his friends come back?
Giants live alone, meeting up periodically at special sites to talk, trade, and mate. Outside of those special moments, the mammoth are their only companion. I've heard it said that they are more like friends than cattle, giving the giants milk and companionship in exchange for protection. I've even seen a giant grieving his dead mammoth.
I'm still not going to just run in there and take it. He'll notice me, and next thing you know, you'll need to find yourself a new apprentice who can stand putting up with you.
Simple. We paint swirls on some stuff and create a distraction.
How's that supposed to work?
Apparently, giants can't help but want to steal anything that is covered in swirls. Did you notice all the circular designs in the Atmoran ruins and armor? Or for that matter, on any traditional Nordic sword or armor piece? Wherever this affinity stems from, it must be ancient. The swirls are mostly used on cows, but they would work just fine on this too. All right, now's our chance.
That's gross.
It's earthy and sophisticated. You won't find food this rich and fresh anywhere else.
I'll miss you, old man, but I won't miss this food.
You won't get a chance to miss anything if we don't get out of here. Run!